Welcome everyone. It's top of the hour, 3 p.m. Eastern. Just wanted to thank everybody for joining us today. Quick introductions. My name is Edward Medor, and I am overseeing the independent wholesale distribution network for American Standard with Workiz. Joined here today by my colleague, Wes Friednash. Wes?
Yeah, so my name's Wes. I'm also on the partnerships team. I support Ed on the American Standard partnership. He's the main guy for American Standard, though. Happy to be here, based out of New York City. Been with Workiz for 3.5 years now. So we're really excited today. And yeah, we could get into it. Should we start, or should we wait to see if people can hear us maybe?
Yeah, no, I think actually, just so that everyone knows, new platform in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, there's a little chat button. Feel free to use that chat button. Ask us any questions that you might have, and we'll be looking for those as we go through. But can everybody hear us? If someone wants to just chat, say audio. I think everything's fine. Jason says yes, so
Cool. As long as one person,
Yep,
as long as one person says yes, we're good.
All right. Well, we just want to make sure we're not sitting here talking to ourselves.
Yeah. So just like to start out here, want to make this as interactive as possible. So if you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat or in the questions tab area on the bottom right. I will make sure to monitor the chat so we can stop if there are any questions that we want to get addressed. So just like by rule of introduction, Workiz, we're excited to be American Standard partners. We were founded in 2015 by service pros themselves in San Diego. They had a locksmithing business. They needed help dispatching jobs out to other locksmiths. And now that has grown to a full field service software for HVAC dealers. And we have some awesome partnerships, American Standard included. So excited that they helped host this event today with us. Lastly, just a few stats about Workiz, our growth. We have processed over $1 billion of payments on our Workiz Pay platform and over 7 million jobs a year. So like we're growing. We want to help you grow, and that's why we're here.
Absolutely. Over 120,000 users now. And to Wes's, point, started as this custom software company just because Idan was so tired of things not working the way that he wanted it to work. And it just took off like wildfire. And everybody started using Workiz. I even had an appliance company at my house a few months ago. And when it came time for me to pay, I saw he was using the Workiz app. So it's crazy.
You didn't get some deal where they gave you free service for like a 1 month off of their Workiz?
No, but I will tell you this. I actually educated him that day because he was like, oh, I got to run out to my van real quick and grab the card reader. And I was like, no, you don't need that. We can do tap to pay. I blew his mind. He was like, I had no idea it did that. And I was like, yeah, man.
See, we give great customer service. That's at the end of the day what Ed is getting at. So as we talk about just a brief agenda, we have about 45 minutes or so today, give or less 5 minutes each way. We're going to talk a little bit about like why you should consider Workiz, what we're unique at, stuff like that. We're going to get into how we're preparing for the future of field service software for HVAC dealers. We'll briefly touch on using your benefits that you may be eligible for. So just rule of thumb, always talk to your distributor rep to see if you have any benefits to use towards Workiz, but whatever you do, you should be able to use whatever benefits you have towards Workiz. And then lastly, we're going to probably the last 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes, we're going to do a fun demo and a Q&A session. So again, we want to make this interactive. Feel free to ask questions. When we're looking at, just to begin, when we're looking at why Workiz, who works best with Workiz, really they are dealers that thrive, fit in these categories. So we're best for the small to medium-sized dealer. We're looking at 2 to 25 technicians on average. Now, I will preface, we can do a lot more than 25 technicians. This is just our sweet spot, right? So like, again, we have franchises that have hundreds and hundreds of technicians. So we can definitely support that. We just focus on the 2 to 25. Oftentimes, a lot of our new customers, I would say about 50%, don't even have a CRM or a field service software. So they're operating on pen and paper. Maybe they're doing like Google Calendar or Calendly to book appointments, like just all over the board. We can help take you to the next level there. Maybe
Wes, I've seen people writing jobs on 3.5 by 5 inch note cards and slapping them on the wall, and then taking pictures of them and text messaging them to their technicians.
Yeah, that's the old way to do it, right? I think another area we see a lot of is maybe you have a field service software that you're not happy with. Maybe it's not customizable enough, or maybe you're just paying a lot of money and you're not even using 50% of the software. We see that a lot. I'm not going to name which software we're talking about, but we do see that a lot where you can get the same features and functionalities for a fraction of the cost. And then our last category here is we're really looking to help you grow. So whether you're doing service plans, whether you're not doing service plans, we want to help you get the tools to really get to the next level of growth. Anything I missed there, Ed?
No, I think that paints a pretty good picture.
Awesome. So, I mean, when it comes to field service software for HVAC businesses, we try to offer everything in one. And I'm not going to spend a ton of time talking about each feature because we'll just highlight a few of these key features in our demo that Ed will run. But we're talking about your basic scheduling, invoices, collecting payments. One of the really cool features we have is an integrated phone system that we'll talk a lot about. We also have an awesome automation tool, so you can really automate anything in your business that you're doing. And then when you're looking at some of these specific features that HVAC dealers care a lot about, we're talking, I mentioned service plans, but equipment tracking, seeing where you installed equipment, last serviced equipment, inventory management, and there's a lot more. We're just scratching the surface here. It's a very detailed but easy to use software. Anything I missed here?
No, I mean, it's just, again, it's trying to keep everything in one place, one ecosystem, because we see way too often that, you've got your basic dispatching software here, but then you've also got something separate for inventory management. You've got something separate for your credit card processing, something separate for your phone system. And when you add it all up, it's a pretty hefty bill, and it's multiple passwords and usernames to remember, and it makes life more complicated. So, one thing that I love about Workiz, I know Wes probably loves it just as much as me, is that we just try to keep everything easy. You'll hear us say this a lot. You do not need a PhD to use Workiz software.
Yeah. And on the spirit of trying to keep everything in one, we have some great integrations. So these are our key integrations. We're consistently adding more integrations. A lot of our new integrations come from customer and prospects requests. So if you're considering using Workiz, we don't have an integration, you could always make a request for that, and it will more than likely get on our roadmap in the near future. So some of our most utilized integrations, QuickBooks is going to be a big one. We do offer consumer financing. Those aren't on the screen here, but like if you want to offer financing to your customers for your jobs, like that's something we do. Google Ads, so local service, and then you can connect your Google My Business profile to get free leads from your listing there. And then amongst the other ones, some of the leading ad sources. And then I know a lot of American Standard dealers probably use JB warranties. So that's one that we're releasing in the next week and a half. But again, if you don't see it here, we may have it, or it's likely on our roadmap. Anything else before we jump into the next part?
I would just add, the Google piece is actually a pretty big deal. Like, I mean, we are one of only several field service management platforms that have these booking integrations with Google, and it is a game changer. You know, I worked in the lead industry for like 10 years, and speed to lead is what it's all about, and eliminating double data entry. So for you to be able to get a lead that pops right into your field service management software, attributes to that ad campaign so you can see where that job came from, right? And then be able to track like how profitable you were with it. But getting free leads through Google, like I was so excited when we pulled off that Google My Business integration, because I mean, everybody uses Google. It's just, it's become like a verb. Like, well, Google that, you know,
Well,
like
they kind of rule the world.
it rules the world. So like, you know, if I can find, I'm just going to pick on somebody here, Thomas Heat, Air and Refrigeration. Kayla's with us today. If I Google in the area and I see Thomas Heat, Air and Refrigeration, she's using Workiz and she has this turned on. Now, and I'm not talking about one of the Google local service paid ads, right? I'm just talking about your regular business profile. That is a free lead. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to book. It's going to show a time because it's going to kick you over the Workiz, booking calendar. And, you know, don't necessarily be concerned like, well, what if my calendar is not up to date? Who cares? Okay. In the lead business, you want the opportunity. It's giving you an opportunity. You can follow up. If you need to change a time, change a time. We're just trying to get you as many leads as humanly possible. And that's a way you can do it for free. Not to mention all of our other integrations with Thumbtack and Angie and, Search Kings. I know many American Standard dealers use Search Kings. They're an awesome partner of ours. Integration is the way of the world. And I will add one thing that you forgot to mention earlier, Wes, but we do have an open API infrastructure. And that's really appealing to a lot of dealers that work with us that might be a little more tech savvy, where they're like, oh, we want to do this and that and boom, boom, boom. Great. Here's our API documentation. Have fun, and we're happy to help support when needed. But, some people also use Zapier just because you can build, I don't know a lot about it, but Zaps, I guess. And it's a way to create integrations with a lot of other applications, and you don't have to be an expert at working with APIs.
Yeah. So like if you're running email marketing through a software, you can connect that through Zapier. There's a lot you can connect it to like 5,000 different software.
Pretty robust.
Yeah. Okay, so we talked a little bit about the feature set. Really what we try to do is we focus on the people aspect and the support aspect of your business as it relates to Workiz. And how do we do that? It's 3 pillars that we look at. So we talk about easy to implement, easy to onboard, and easy to use. That's everything we do at Workiz. When I'm talking to dealers, a lot of people talk about bad experiences or poor experiences with other field service softwares. And that's why American Standard invited us to be partners at the end of the day, is they wanted an alternative to that, a company that does focus on the people aspect of what we do. So when we talk about implementation, onboarding, and ease of use, implementation, again, we talked a lot about how it's hopefully everything is connected in one software, one platform. We try to make it easy for people in the field to use, and it is, and you'll see that in Ed's demo. Our onboarding experience is pretty world-class on average. People are onboarding with us in like 2 to 6 weeks, 5 sessions. You get a dedicated onboarding specialist with Workiz that is familiar with American Standard dealers. So they work with other American Standard dealers. They know the type of things that drive your business and you care about. Oftentimes people are ready to go within under the 6 weeks, just dependent on your schedule though, but about 2 to 6 weeks on average. And it's good for like team trainings too. So like if you have a team of technicians you want to make sure they're trained on, you can include them in these sessions. And then lastly, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on easy to use, but like Ed will show the demo and you'll kind of get the sense that this is super easy to use. And again, we were built by service pros themselves. So they know that they need to have something that's easy for you and your technicians to be using on your day.
You shouldn't have to be like digging around multiple screens trying to figure out like, well, where's the schedule? Like it just needs to pop out at you and say schedule, you know, and like service plans, it should just say service plans. Like, so, I mean, that's how we built the software, and it's just like, boom, we put it right there in front of your face. So you'll see, it's just intuitive, you know? I'm gonna take this slide because I love to talk about this. You know, if you're in the market for software, you know, Wes had mentioned before, maybe you're unhappy with what you're using. You know, you're paying this gigantic price tag to have this software that you're only using like, you know, 40-50% of the features, right? Well, you know, maybe Workiz might be a better fit for you, but many of us are all doing a lot of the same things, right? Like you can find software that's going to give you your basic job dispatching functionality. That's not really making any of us unique or special, but what sets Workiz apart, I would say, is definitely our integrated communications platform. The way that we have taken automating virtually every aspect of your business that you can think of, you know, everything that doesn't involve turning a wrench, because quite frankly, neither Wes or I would you want to actually be out there in the field running service calls for you. But we can help you run a more efficient business, and we can automate things like outstanding invoices and making sure that, you know, your office manager is never going to have to spend an entire day calling on service maintenance plan customers that are getting ready to expire. I'm talking about real stuff that I've heard out in the field, right? Like these are things that are just what I like to call time sucks, you know, and it's preventing you from being able to get out there and make more money. You know, maybe your office manager is also your dispatcher and she's missing calls and she's not able to do things that are actually going to drive that needle forward and help you make more money because she has to wear so many other hats, you know? So we just want to automate literally everything. And I'm going to show you, because the proof is in the pudding, like how easy it is to build one. You know, if this happens, do this, then that, and boom, it's done. I write it one time, and that is a rule that is going to always run in the background, saving me time, maybe even making me money. I think, oh, I'm too small. I can't afford this software yet. It's just me and a couple other guys right now. Like, you can't afford not to have this, because what if you're not following up on that proposal that you sent out and customer hasn't got back to you, but you're on to 20 other things. And now Workiz is helping you by sending out an automation in the background saying, Mr. Friednash, it's been a week. We haven't heard from you yet. Like, did you like our silver, gold, or platinum package? Which one would you like to buy? And so you could literally be making money while you're driving down the street to your next service call. And then reporting and data analytics. So I'm going to show you all of these things, but I do believe that these are truly some of our crowning achievements, what sets us apart. We are leading the pack right now as far as, you know, our innovation with artificial intelligence, which is obviously the big hot buzzword, you know, that everybody's talking about these days, but we actually have it live. It's working right now inside of Workiz, and we're going to wow you with some of those features. Wes, were there any other slides that we needed to go over here?
There's just like the introduction to, I guess, the Jessica feature here, which you will show. So I don't know if we have to really cover this more so than just me talking about the future of AI real quickly. We're the first to market from the field service software standpoint. You may hear from other companies and vendors out there that they are doing a virtual customer support rep, like so an answering service. The difference between what we're doing and what they are doing is this is just integrated into your everyday. So it's an absolute money maker. You make money while you're sleeping. We have had this out for about a week or two, and we've already seen over like $50,000 in jobs booked. So actual money in our dealer's bank from this platform. So it's a moneymaker. You can't afford to not have this. I'm going to pass it off to Ed. He's going to start to run you through a demo. We have about 25 minutes left, so feel free to ask some questions. Maybe you want to see some stuff that he's not showing. And yeah, I'll pass it off to Ed.
Okay, awesome.
You got to share your screen though. There we go.
There we go.
Although it's just a black screen right now, at least for me.
Yep. Let's see.
I'm seeing workiz.com now. There we go.
There we go. Technology is awesome, right? So again, I'm not going to go through absolutely everything today, but I just want to show you some of my favorite things, some of the highlights, and definitely talk about AI, our phone system, automations, and these things that make Workiz pretty unique. So this is our dashboard, though. I like to call this mission control. This just gives me at a glance everything that's going on with my business. Edwards Heating and Cooling, super awesome HVAC company out of Central Texas. I've even got, I think Wes is working for me right now. Let's look. Tech Scoreboard. Yep, there he is, Wes. He's not doing very much work these days, though. So
I think you got to pay me more, though.
Yeah, probably. Ed Medor, the best dispatcher, right? And then, we can see everything here. Today, I had $50,000 in sales. I don't run the most efficient business, service areas, Newport Beach, Tulsa, Mashpee, Bronx. I should probably reevaluate, what I'm doing there. Top job types, top sources, where's most of my work coming from? I hit up a lot of trade shows, my website, Google, and so on and so forth, right? And then you can obviously also see this glaring problem I have of over $2.3 million in outstanding invoices. I do a lot of commercial work. I got guys that are set up on net 30, 60, 90-day payment terms, but they're not always paying me on time. Wouldn't it be great if you had a way to automate that? So instead of having to make phone calls, pay your bill, pay your bill, pay your bill, or sending reminders in the mail, we could simply send out emails, text messages with a dedicated link, because every Workiz customer gets online capabilities for their customers. So you go to this portal, I can view all previous invoices, estimates, proposals. I can schedule my service maintenance visits online. It's really quite powerful. I can book services with you, off of your online booking platform. This is something that we provide, as a feature to Workiz, standard feature. Okay. A lot of our competitors go out there and nickel and dime. Oh, well, if you want this marketing suite, it's going to be extra. And if you want this, it's going to be extra, right? And we just include this into our ultimate plan. Our ultimate plan is everything you need to run a successful HVAC business. So in any case, let's dig into the phones, though, because this is what I said, the first thing that I think really makes us special. You can see here I got a bunch of different calls. Notice on this column here for ad source, we're tracking where these calls came from. Now, you can have as many phone numbers as you want inside of Workiz. In fact, we recommend it. Wes and I, oftentimes we see guys that are still out there running off the same single phone number that they've had in the family business for the last 30 years. And it never makes any sense to me. Why is that the only number you use on your website, on Facebook, on your business cards, your truck wraps? You need to have ways to track even things that are considered to be more organic types of advertising that you're not really spending any money on. You should be able to see what's working and what's not working. With Workiz, we make it super simple. We can give you extra phone numbers. We have phone bundles that include X number of phone lines, but I think extra phone numbers are only like $2 or $3 per line. But you should never, ever have to question where your jobs are coming from, nor should you be relying on a dispatcher to say, now, where did you hear about us? Because quite frankly, they could be like, the internet. The internet's a pretty big place, right? Let's get a little more specific, right? So here you can see I've got a bunch of calls coming in from Home Advisor. I can already see the eyes rolling through the internet. You guys are all like, Love them or hate them, they are kind of a 900-pound gorilla when it comes to lead creation, and we do have an integration with Angie Home Advisor. So anyway, I track those calls. Search Kings, you can see there too. One of our amazing ad partners. I know many American Standard dealers are using Search Kings. So I just want to pull up this one call here. You can see Edward Medor is the client. Oh, look, I'm not just the owner. I'm also a customer. So you can see my little tag here. I'm Platinum Comfort Club, but we're going to listen to this call. And you guys can follow along. You see here, there's a summary. AI did a transcription and also provided just a basic summary, which, by the way, gets emailed and or text messaged after every single call. You can go in there and customize it, how frequently you want those notifications and where you want them going to. But I'd like for you guys to follow along with the transcript here, and we're just going to listen to a couple of minutes of this call.
Good morning. My name is Jessica. I am a virtual assistant for Edwards Heating and Cooling. How can I help you today?
I need to get my furnace fixed.
It's cool.
I can help you set up an appointment to get your furnace fixed. Could you please provide your full name?
Edward Medor.
By the way, guys, you can customize a lot of things in here.
Thank you, Edward. Can I have your phone number, please, to proceed with booking your appointment?
303-356-9841.
Thank you for confirming your phone number. Could you please provide your address, including the city, state, and postal code?
112 Turkey Creek Lane, Leander, Texas, 78641.
Now you guys all know where I live. Don't forget my birthday, Christmas.
Thank you for providing your address in Leander, Texas, 78641. Let's proceed to book your appointment. The earliest time available is tomorrow at 9 a.m. Would that work for you, or would you like to choose another time?
Can we do 12 p.m.?
Unfortunately, we do not have an available slot at 12 p.m. However, the available slots for tomorrow are at 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 1 p.m., and 3 p.m. Would any of these times work for you?
1 p.m.
I'll schedule your appointment for tomorrow at 1 p.m. Before finalizing, could you answer a couple of questions? So here's a very important question. Ohio State or Notre Dame? Who's going to win it all?
Oh, hopefully the Fighting Irish.
That did not age very well. No.
Thank you for sharing. Did you know that Workiz is the exclusive field service management software for Service Business Evolution? You can visit us at AHR in Orlando, Florida at booth 8546.
Oh, cool. I'll come by.
All right, guys. So you get a general idea there. And by the way, we will be at AHR booth 8546. So please do come by and see us. But in any case, I mean, it's amazing because we have talked to countless number of business owners that, they've used answering services in the past for all of those after-hour calls. Wes, last time I checked, most answering services cost anywhere between, say, $400 or $500 a month, and then charge like $2 to $3 a minute just to take the phone call, right?
Yeah, I mean, they can be expensive, and I'm not necessarily saying that you need to replace those yet. I would look at this as of now as like, hey, we're closed. Let's set up the virtual assistant. You can use them in tandem, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, nor are we suggesting that you go out and fire all of your dispatchers tomorrow, right? Like, this is just a compliment, and it's definitely something that you can use to fill in the gaps. You can set up, our phone system is incredibly powerful. The ability to go in and set up like different routing queues, if it rings 3 times, then we're going to forward it to this technician. And, you can set up your phone trees and have, the IVR interactive voice recordings and, customization. I mean, Workiz really allows you to customize the heck out of everything. And then you can also push to AI. So I have a dedicated AI line, but then I also have different phone numbers that go through different sequences. And, the thing to really emphasize on, though, that, this is what makes our phone system so powerful, is that it is fully integrated. So I can see all history within the call system here, which is a part of Workiz. You'll notice here on this call that we have like caller insights where we're picking up on the sentiments of that call. We're actually listening for cues if perhaps there was an opportunity that was missed where, maybe the dispatcher didn't offer the customer a service maintenance agreement. We can pick up on that. We can send you a summary again after that call is over. But let's say, for example, the call did not book and, the dispatcher at the time used a tag. You can see here's a tag on here, solid opportunity, need to book. Here's a tag on this one, says needs a call back. This particular job didn't get booked for whatever reason. I can actually turn that little wrench and I can create a job on the fly right from there. So incredibly robust, but all within the Workiz ecosystem. And not only does that help keep the price down, but again, it's tied into absolutely everything pertaining to your business. I can pull up a client, for example, because all of these calls are recorded in the cloud. I can come in here, search for a customer, and see that on, what day was this? January 10th, 2023, we had a 194 second phone call, right? So, if I need to listen to a call that was literally from 2 years ago, I can pull it up on the fly. Everything is recorded in the cloud. You can instantly begin to eliminate some of those he said, she said types of moments. So that's a pretty good comprehensive overview of the phone system and, the AI technology that's built in. The next thing I want to talk about would
Ed, quickly before you move on to the next thing, we have a question from Sheila about AI answering. Seems to be a long delay before Jessica replies. I don't know if you want to take that or you want me to.
Yeah, I will definitely handle that one. So duly noted, Jessica's only been live for about 3 weeks now, and I believe that call was about 2 weeks ago. The latency has gotten substantially better. So I think some of the other calls that I have on there might only be like a second or so, but we continue to add revisions into the machine language there. And there's also going to be AI answering in Espanol, so she could speak to your callers in Spanish if need be. French is another language that's going to be supported here pretty soon if we have any of our Canadian distributors or contractors online, so that'll help in Quebec. But yeah, we're adding new features to Jessica's AI answering every single day. Was there any other questions in the chat?
No, just a time check. We have probably about like 12 to 13 minutes left.
All right, perfect. That's more than enough time. So we're going to go into automations next. In the spirit of keeping things very simple, as you can see, things just kind of make sense in Workiz. We're not trying to, dig around to find things. When we need to see my schedule, I'm clicking on the schedule. Oh, there it is, right? I need to get into my calls. I'm going to calls, leads, clients, price book, automations. Like, we just make it simple. But I'm going to build out an automation. And it is as simple as coming up with the logic, writing the message, and then saving it. And this will run seamlessly in the background all the time so that you can get out there and focus on winning more jobs, right? So when this happens, when we'll just say a call is missed because I have not turned on Workiz AI answering yet, when a call is missed, do this. Send someone, we'll send it to the client, a reminder by text message. And I'm just going to write this out once. We are so very sorry for missing your call. Obviously, you wouldn't want that all in caps or they're going to think you're mad at them. We're so very sorry for missing your call. Please feel free to book with us online at, and then notice this. This is really cool. So we've got these little short tags in here. And by using the short tag, I can insert a booking link that is your dedicated booking link for your customer. And then when you send this text message to them, they're going to receive this text message as soon as you miss the call and they're looking at it. This might actually stop them from jumping on Google and looking for someone else and give them a chance to book with you online. Now, we understand that you're not going to want to sit there and come up with all these different instances for, things that you might create an automation for. So that's why we have conveniently, built right out of the box a lot of automations that we find work very well for other business owners like yourself. So we have reminder automations, sending a text message to a client, say 4 hours ahead of a scheduled job. Because how bad does it suck when they confirm that, yes, we're going to be there, and then you show up and they're not, right? So that could definitely help there. Even sending an email to the client a day ahead of the job. Marketing emails where 6 months after a job is completed, you're sending an email to a client. And maybe you're offering them, some sort of IAQ checklist, like things that could make them, they're forgetting to change out their filters or something, just a way to stay in front of that customer, front and center, top of mind, follow-ups, let's say 3 days after an estimate is sent, send that client a reminder, especially if I went in and set a condition that we're going to send that out only to estimates or proposals that have not been accepted, that we have not yet received a signature on. So we can use automations, again, to automate just about everything you can think of. The service plans are key. This is something we talk about a lot at Workiz, because if you're not yet selling service plans or you're not effectively selling them, this could be a game changer for you. Because not only do we get that credit card on file, but we give you a way that when you're building the service plan, you can set it up for automatic renewal. And then we've got all the automations in place to make it, meaningful, to remind the customer that they need to schedule their next service plan visit, to let them know that, it's up for renewal, to let them know, 3 days ahead of a service plan scheduled date. So all different types of things in there, which is the nicest segue for us to go into service plans. You can see here in my service plans manager, super simple. I've got 3 different service plans I offer: platinum, gold, silver. I could create a new one right now, give it a name, put in a description of everything that it's going to include. It is a standard service period of 1 year. It is set to renew automatically, right? Then I can choose, how many visits you get, what types of jobs are included in that. Like, I might provide a discount to service call, but I'm never going to discount a new system. So I can incorporate all of the different variables there. Let's say that, if they're paying this annually, it's regularly $350, but if they pay up front, I'll give them a 10% discount. Maybe they're going to pay quarterly, I'll give them a 5% discount. And if they're paying monthly, they don't get a discount. But we can take care of all the billing for you on this, make sure that, it's taxable, you're collecting your taxes. You can upload attachments there if you want them to sign off on everything that they're agreeing to. Super sweet. But, this is a game changer for a lot of people because, quite frankly, I'm still seeing dealers out there that are keeping track of all their service plans on Excel spreadsheets. And that's just not an efficient way to do business. So the service plans are definitely one of my favorite features. As I mentioned, through automations with the service plans, scheduling your visits, you're going to need online booking. Online booking is a standard feature that we give to every single Workiz customer. It's a part of our platform. We don't like to nickel and dime our customers. Oh, you got to pay a la carte for that. Some of our competitors do. I'll show you here just a quick example. Let's see, you guys can see some of the services that I'm providing online. We've got no air, no heat. Oh, look, I can even add a JB warranty on there. Air quality installation, thermostats, you name it. I can book all of this online. This is code that we give you to put onto your website. Some of our competitors will actually have like external links. So they were on your website, but now all of a sudden they're on this software platform, and the customer's looking at it going, what? That doesn't make any sense. But as I had mentioned to you before, this is not just used for them to book services with you, but they can also go on, look at proposals, any invoices that you've sent to them in the past, pay their bill, which is the next thing that I want to show you. Okay. So we could go in here, look at a job. Edward Medor had that no heat call, right? Well, I'm going to go out and let's say he wants to see a proposal. Well, I can give him one right there on the spot. I don't have to say I'm going to get back to you at a later time. I am simply going to, I'm sorry if you weren't on the same screen there. So I went into my schedule and you can see that I'm pulling up this job. And I go over here to estimates. And obviously I would be doing this from my phone or my tablet in the field. Super intuitive design on the mobile interface as well. But your technician or comfort advisor can simply go in, look at a preloaded template. I'm going to select my American Standard heat pump proposal. I'm going to replace the estimates that I had on there before. Now what I want to do is I want to send all of these out. So I can send it via email, SMS, or I can just review it with him in person. I can say, here's the different options that I have for you today. What do you think? Now, what's likely going to happen is he's probably going to tell me, I'm going to have to discuss this with my spouse later, and I'm going to need to get back to you. But at least you are giving him options right then and there, and you can talk to him about it, and you can say what's the difference between, a 2-ton versus a 3-ton, 15 SEER versus 18 SEER? Why is this one going to cost me $24,000 versus $17,000? And also, maybe I'm having a heart attack because I don't have $20,000 for a system today. Now I can have that financing conversation with him. Now I can say it's actually as low as X with approved credit. And yes, we do have finance partners that you can work with, or you can use whatever finance partner you want to use. We're just trying to empower you, to give you the tools to where you can make things easier for yourself. Don't have a lot of time, so I do want to ask if there's any other questions in the chat, or just, feel free to raise your hand right now. Let us know. But what we would love more than anything, Wes, thanks for switching the screen there, is if you'll please take down our contact information. Both Wes and myself are available to answer any and all of your questions. As Wes had mentioned earlier, I do primarily work with American Standard exclusively, but Wes is always there to help me out. So if you can't get me on the phone, email, feel free to reach out to Wes. This QR code here, if you're interested in scheduling a one-on-one demo where we can learn more about your business, what's important to you, you can cater it with our account executive to go through the exact talking points that you want them to discuss with you. But please scan that QR code or follow the link down below. We'll send out a copy of this to you. All American Standard dealers are entitled to 17% off with Workiz. When you sign up with an annual subscription, we never, ever will charge you a setup fee either. That's different. A lot of companies do. And you are also eligible to utilize your 2025 customer care benefits to help offset the cost of Workiz. So definitely speak with your distributor rep. They may have co-op eligibility for you. That's a conversation you have to talk to, your distributor rep. to get more details. But we're really happy that you guys came and gave us your time today. Wes, did you have anything else that you wanted to add? I think Jason just came up with a question here.
Yeah. So Jason just asked, and that's a good question. I saw you typing, Jason. I was not going to end this before you sent that message. So appreciate that. I'm trying to ramp up my service plans. I saw you had created a few in the app. How does the homeowner sign up for one? Do you want to show that, and I'll share your screen instead?
I don't know if I've set it up with the way where the customer is able to sign off on it. I'm in a demo environment, so forgive me. But Jason, if you'd like to go through that with one of our account executives on a demo, I will make sure to tell them that that's the first thing you want to see, because I don't think I set it up for signatures. But you can definitely capture a signature. I don't know if you remember when I showed you, you can upload documents into the service plan. There's a document that you can upload if you want them to have a copy of everything that they're agreeing to, based on certain municipalities, city, state jurisdictions can be different, that you must have like a physically signed copy for a service plan like that. So, it's super customized, but you can even add it as a line item to like an invoice that you're already working off of. Because let's say, Mr. Smith, if you agree to our comfort club today, we'll give you, 10% off this, system replacement. And they might say, okay, yeah, I save $1,000 for spending $300. Like, take my money. But you got to think about that. Okay. If somebody signs up for something and they leave it on auto renewal, they're likely going to keep it. Plus, you have just entrenched yourself into their business. And because they bought a comfort club from you, they're always going to call you instead of looking for someone else. So you might not make as much money on the front end when you sign up a new service plan, but it's all about the longevity. It's a long play. And it also gives you reoccurring revenue. It makes you like a software company. So if your end game is that you're ever looking to sell your business, we work with a lot of different business advisors that tell us that typically by having service plans implemented into your business, the valuation of your company can go up by as much as 4 to 6x just by having service maintenance agreements. Any other questions? I want to be mindful of the time. It looks like we're about 2 minutes over, but thank you again, everyone, for joining us today, and feel free to reach out. We will be sending out an email copy of the video in case there's anyone you want to share this with on your team. And then, again, just let us know if you have any questions. But thanks so much, and have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, appreciate everyone for joining. This will also, if you want to rewatch it, you can access the link that you did to join this. Or also we will be sending out the recording. So don't stress over that, but just wanted to take care of that. Again, appreciate everyone for joining. I'm going to end this event now. And Ed, thanks for leading the call too.
All right. Cheers.
See ya.